once, see, some people can't take a loss.
Yes.
You do what you do. You know, it's you lose something. Now, when you lose, don't blame everybody. Look at you know, go back and think about it yourself.
Yes. And there was let me pick up Rain71, who's made a donation of £15. Thank you very much, Rains. Really appreciate it. Big up, Rains. What do you think about this whole situation with Tyson Fury cheating with his gloves? Did you see that at any point?
If she did, I mean, which I doubt it very much. I don't know. I've seen that, but still at the same time, he's not going to beat Tyson Fury. No.
Whoa.
That's why I don't hear. That's why I hear.
Wow. Mark Breland is ripping this wide open. This is the second volume of this interview with Mark Breland. And Mark has said this about Deontay Wilder, that he's not going to beat Tyson Fury. It's not going to matter. He's not going to beat Tyson Fury. He doubted he cheated at all. He didn't see anything. And we're going to get to that here in a second. But JD's, okay, is a guy. Before I get into that, let me discuss this. It looks bad when your trainer or your former trainer says that you don't have the ability to do something. Now, at first, you might have the ability to beat that opponent. Now, you could say, well, Mark Breland's just saying that because Mark Breland was fired from the team, right, or let go or whatever, the way it was. And, you know, maybe it's the beginning of bad blood, you know, like Robles and Ruiz and Abel Sanchez and Golovkin. You know, now we have another situation where you have a trainer fired from this camp. Okay, so you could say that. And I know a lot of people are going to try to spin that like, oh, he'll say that now because he's not with Wilder no more. But listen, it's facts behind why he said that. You're talking about a guy that's been with Wilder since he turned pro. You've got a guy that knows everything that Deontay Wilder does. You got a guy that already said that Deontay Wilder doesn't listen. You got a guy that in the first fight with Tyson Fury, the rumor that he walked off because he was so disgusted because Wilder was not following instruction. Okay? He's seen Tyson Fury not only survive, but outbox a guy that he's supposed to got knocked out by. Then he's seen him totally to that same guy a year and some odd months later. Who else would be qualified to say that but your trainer? Based on everything we know, it ain't like, hey, you know, Mark Breland ain't said anything about Wilder. Okay? We know that. We know he said he doesn't listen. He doesn't. If you look at Wilder and you look at the things that he's did, you look at the things saying, you know, admitting like, yo, I don't even really train, you know, or I don't follow, I skip steps and I get away with shit. You know, those type of things speak for itself. Do you think someone like Mark Breland likes that idea? You think he likes the idea of a supposedly a fucking top heavyweight champ that don't really like to do his homework and do his due diligence and putting his craft together and work on himself physically? Right? This shit really speaks for itself, but let's continue.
And JD's was standing right there with the man with his hands right. Now, if you put something in there, either Jay's blind or something else.
You know how strict it is in America. I've had fighters fired there. You've had fighters fired there, right? And when your hands are being wrapped, right? Everybody's there. State commission's there. So the state commission was in with it as well. Are you saying that Jay Diaz, the guy from the amateur days, he was in it as well? Because something like that, you can't hide that away from the guys.
No.
Right? Unless take the proper field.
James right there when he did his hands, right? You know, and he didn't say nothing.
So, like I was going to address Jay Diaz. Jay Diaz was there, okay? And shouts out to Spencer Farron because, like I've told you guys about those dressing rooms. Do you know how many people in those dressing rooms that are watching, that are looking? But I know the counter for that. The counter for that is, oh, well, you know that the commission didn't catch Margarito and Cotto. The commission didn't catch Collins Resto, right? And they didn't catch Mosley Margarito. And you're gonna hear that. However, in 2 out of 3 of them situations and them examples that I mentioned that people are going to use as fuel against what Mark Breland's saying, were caught by the coaches. The representative that was there. That's right. The representative that was there that was watching the gloves. Those are the people that catch foul shit. How do I prove that? Collins Resto. Sadly, about that situation, the coach caught the shit after the fact. But he caught him nonetheless, red-handed. Gloves, shit taken out, shit looking like a damn, I don't know, you know. Caught him. Guilty. Never fought again. Right? Cotto. Sorry. Margarito. Mosley. Caught it. By whom? The trainer. Again. Nassim Richardson. Caught this man. Wait. Something don't look right. Why? Because that man was looking at what he's supposed to look at. And the only example that people could use as fuel would be the Cotto Margarito fight, which they didn't catch it. They saw funny ass shit afterwards, and they're trying to associate that particular fight with the Tyson Fury fight. And the thing about that would be the only situation that they should ever use. See, if I'm Tyson Fury and somebody compares me, my fight, my victory against some known cheat situations, I'm suing. Because that's an insult to me. You compare me to one of the foulest shits that happened, or one of the most foulest things that happened in the sport of boxing. Oh, I'm suing. Straight off the bat, I'm suing them. Because it's one of those situations where if you right, you know you did right, and someone's saying and trying to compare you to somebody that totally was guilty and did some foul shit, I would be appalled, okay? So it's one of those situations where this particular situation came about where you had Jay Diaz there watching what was going on, just like any other fight, just like all the other fights, okay? And like Mark Breland said, that the gloves, JD's was there, and if JD's didn't see nothing, either he's blind, right? And I know what he's trying to say. You know, Mark Breland was really saying, hey, you know what? Maybe he's incompetent or whatever, but then again, basically he's just saying that he wasn't there. Okay, and then the question is like, well, why wasn't Mark Breland in that corner? But it's a good thing that he wasn't, because if he was, they're already throwing him under the bus, because they can say, you know what, he didn't see nothing, he turned a blind eye to what he's supposed to saw, and that would have been the narrative, okay? But it's strange to me where people come up with certain things, but like Mark Breland said, people don't know how to lose, and this is one of the of how someone just cannot take a loss. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of this second installment volume of this video, of that interview. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.